Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 55th anniversary screening of Singer Presents Elvis. Commonly referred to as the 68 comeback, this was the first Elvis Presley television special, and it aired on NBC on December 3rd, 1968. This marked Elvis Presley's return to live performance following a 7-year absence from the stage, during which Elvis was focusing on his film career. The show was initially planned as a Christmas special by the network and Presley's manager, Colonel Tom Parker, but the producers created a show that would reflect the musical trends of the time and appeal to a younger audience. Filming took place in June of 1968 at NBC Studios in Burbank, California. The broadcast was overwhelmingly successful, becoming NBC's most watched television special of the 1968 Christmas season. This forever changed Elvis Presley's career path, taking him back to live stage performing. Here's a word about the show from Jerry Schilling.
The NBC special was a total reflection of Elvis Presley. There in the 68 special, you have gospel, you have country, you have rhythm and blues, you have Bardello, you have everything that made up Elvis. And Elvis trained, preparing himself. He went into training like Muhammad Ali. He lost 15 pounds. He stayed in the sun, which he never did. He hated laying out in the sun. And when he went on that stage, he looked the best he ever looked in his life.
I'm taking you up on your last offer.
You're a dead man now.
I'll keep in touch, Nick.
The following program is brought to you in living color on NBC.
Singer Presents Elvis, starring Elvis Presley in his first TV special, his first personal performance on TV in nearly 10 years. Brought to you by Singer, maker of the world's finest sewing machines and other fine products for home and industry. What's new for tomorrow is at Singer today.
The people always, now they're saying everything's in around now. But I think he was 30 years ahead of them. He was doing it then. And it worked out so good. It felt so good up there, and all the people was around us. So we had a great time up there. We really did.
At this time, please welcome to the stage the art director for Singer Presents Elvis, Gene McAvoy.
Hello, everybody. Can you hear me well? All right. Well, this is a real special occasion. It's 55 years later, and I guess we did our job because... But all in all, it was a very coordinated thing. It took a bunch of people who loved what they were doing, which we all did, who loved each other, which we all did, and this is what it turned out. We had been working together for a couple of years prior to Elvis, and perfected the profession to the best we could. Elvis was an extraordinary person, and the only reason I got to meet him is because one morning I was in the studio and we were setting up the gospel number and the pier number, and all of a sudden I looked over in the corner and there was Elvis standing. And I said to myself, well, that couldn't be Elvis because everybody tells me he's out till midnight. And I said, no, it's a lookalike or it's somebody. It's not Elvis. But sure enough, it was. So I decided to go over. I introduced myself to him. And I found out he wanted to know all about what we were doing, and he wanted to see how to perform on that stage area. I think he was very concerned when it came to dancers because he had such a distinct way of moving. He didn't want anybody else to move like him. And he didn't have to worry about that because nobody could. I don't think, and after 55 years, I can honestly say that nobody has ever copied him. And I've seen a lot of people try. But it was a very nice situation. We all were very happy about it. And that was the one thing we wanted, was to bring him back to a live audience. I mean, I had seen some of his movies and enjoyed them, but the live audience escaped him, escaped us, and all of us, that was our goal, was to put him with people. And it was much easier than I thought, because once he was there with people, he was Elvis. And you could see him turn on. You could see him start off saying to himself in his head, am I here? Or am I doing this right? And then all of a sudden the grin would come on his face, and he said, I got you. And from then on, things just went on, and something we were supposed to do 20 minutes of ended up 2 hours. And as you see in the tape, that 2 hours was very successful because it provided a whole other show for him prior to our show. And it was just a great experience. And to look back at it 55 years later is almost unbelievable. I came here and when I decided to come here, I mentioned it to family and everything. Now, I had 12 family members come. And they're all under 30. So, how else can you describe success? And that's about it.
Once again, Gene McAvoy.
Everybody enjoy yourselves.
Please welcome to the stage actress and dancer Tanya Lamani.
"55 years, and I'm still shaking." '68 Comeback Special is a very incredible show, and it has everything in it. Beautiful choreography, fabulous music, and of course, Elvis, who was so gorgeous. Yay! And he was in best of his voice at the time. Of course, Steve Bender really helped him with the whole process and directions. And I tell you, I am so blessed to have been included in this iconic show. Elvis lives and will always live.
Once again, Tanya Lamani.
Who's the gift for? Who's it for?
It's a gift for me. A record album. A special stereo album. Singer presents Elvis. It's only $1.95. And you can get it only at your Singer Center. You've got to hear it. Elvis sings Flaming Star, Nightlife, and 8 other great songs. There's just one to a customer at $1.95. Know something else? You'll find a great selection of Elvis Presley hits exclusively on RCA Records in the record department of your Singer Center. And that's where they have this one, Singer Presents Elvis. It's really a swell gift for yourself.
At this time, there will be a brief intermission, but Singer Presents Elvis will be right back after you make your way to the concession stand. Please welcome to the stage one of the greatest musicians ever and guitarist on Singer Presents Elvis, Mr. Mike Deasy.
Welcome to 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. There we are. Welcome to Graceland, the land of God. My name is Mike Deasy, and I play the guitar. And I actually invented rock and roll. I had a little help from Elvis and Eddie Cochran and a few other people. I played guitar on 40 of Elvis's recordings. It was a great honor, and 2 of his movies. I also worked with the Beach Boys, Billy Joel, Kenny Rogers, Frank Sinatra, Barbra Streisand. I was a busy boy. But the greatest gift was playing on the 68 special, because it allowed me to participate with bringing a gift of God to another generation. Elvis had a great gift that God had given him, and he gave it freely to all who listened. And it was a great honor to be a part of that. I'll be here tomorrow morning at 10. And one of the things I did was I kept a piece of the music from the 68 special, and I had Elvis sign it. And I made copies of it and brought them, so I'll hand out whatever I've got of them. God bless you all. Thanks for being here.
Once again, Mike Deasy.
I had 24 hours to write this song. And it was another one of those deals. You know, we got a chance. If you can come up with something, we're trying to find something to bookend a section of the show where we're going to go back into his past and sing all of his old hits, which most were my favorites, to be honest with you. That's All Right Mama being one of them. But he says we want to start off and sing half the song in the beginning and half the song at the end. And where they're going to be, you know, we need something about looking back over the years and all that stuff. And if y'all remember the special, it was the section where he wore the black leather outfit.
Elvis came in, and the look on his face, very excited to be there with us actually doing it. And we could tell right away that Elvis was going to be a part of this, especially with the gospel stuff, because he was another person when it came to singing the gospel. I mean, if you know anything about gospel singing, you can't really fake it. There is no faking gospel singing. And if you hear Elvis sing gospel, you hear it's coming from somewhere way down within. Never did I ever dream, number one, that I'd actually be working with Elvis Presley. And then the other part was to be singing gospel with him. That was like the cherry on top of the cake.
Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming the writer of Singer Presents Elvis, Mr. Alan Bly.
Hi, everybody. Can you hear me? Okay. This was a great thrill to me, to be associated with this show. I'm so proud of it. I'm so proud of Elvis. He showed me what show business was all about. Great singing, great acting, a great personality. I remember 1968, the winter of 1968, I got together with my buddy, my partner, Chris Beard, and he and I wrote this show for Bob Finkel and Steve Binder. Thank you. We got together and we met for 6 weeks, late that year 1988, and we get together with Elvis. We listened to him talk every night about his memories of his career, things that happened, moments that happened, and many of those moments we took down on paper and wrote vignettes, pieces about his career in show business. And we came to meet with the Colonel later that year. As it was the end of summer, beginning of summer, and we were so thrilled to meet the Colonel. He was such a personality himself. And then he gave us his idea of the show. His idea was a show with a lot of Christmas songs, especially as those were published by him. And we had another idea. Yeah. Well, we were concerned about whatever we suggested for him, because he had an idea for the show, and he told it to us, and we thought he's such an important character in Elvis's life. He's got to listen to that, and Steve and Bob Finkel said, "Listen, you guys are the guys that we hired to write the show. We want to listen to you." I said, "Well, that's okay." So we gave him his idea. The idea was the memorable moments of his career, and they're amazing moments. Yes. And the day that came, every idea that we had, they loved, and they bought every idea that we had. I said, "Guys, we would like 100 Elvises to do a number in the background." "Oh, sure, whatever you want." I said, "My God. We could get anything we want in the show." And it was in the show. We did everything we wanted to do in the show. And the critics were great to us. They gave us great pride in what we did. And we asked Elvis to sing this number. It was written by a friend of his. And it was Earl Brown. Earl Brown was a great special material writer. Great. Thanks very much, Rita. The reason for the song, in that summer, was a very sad couple of moments. We lost two great human beings. One was Bobby Kennedy, and the other one was Martin Luther King. They were both assassinated. And I realized that although we had a lot of humor in the show, we wanted to shows that we had passion, sympathy, and great emotion in the show. And we did, this song was called If I Could Dream. And this was a great way to close the show. It was closed with Elvis in a white suit and big, huge print of his name, Elvis, in the background. And he sang it from the bottom of his heart. And he learned it that day. He sang it half a dozen times by memory. And he sang it with like everything else that he sang in the show. He sang it by memory. It was beautiful. And so this is that moment. That's such a great moment in the show. His passion and his sympathy was in that spirit. So listen to this music. It resonates. It resonates today. Here's the song.
Once again, Alan Blythe.